Hey everybody, welcome to the channel and thank you so much for watching as usual. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. We're going to take a quick shop tour. I'm going to show you around the wood shop. I'll show you a little bit in the garage. Not much has changed over here. For those of you who've been around for a long time, you saw me kind of having this building built and then doing all the drywall and the electrical and all that stuff. And I think it's been 2 years already since I've had the shop finished. And mostly I use it for wood shop, and I park the 911 in here. And for a while I was parking the Jeep on this side, but I just really like having this open to get to the shelves and everything. So generally the Jeep spends time outside. But let's take a look around. I'll show you some of the projects that I've been working on. People do ask about what kind of stuff I do in here. I'm an amateur woodworker. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, but I had kind of a mentor that would basically, I'd say, hey, I want to build a project, and he would show me what to do. So now that I have my own shop and my own equipment, I have to figure things out myself, which is actually a little scary, but it's also really cool. So some of the stuff I've mostly been doing lately is epoxy tables, which has been done to death on YouTube, so I haven't really put any videos out on that. But I really enjoy doing it. It's kind of taps into my creative side, which in some ways I didn't know I had, so it's a lot of fun. So I'll show you around some of that stuff. And anything else we come across that's interesting, if you have questions about anything, or if you guys would be interested in seeing a woodworking project here on this channel, I'd be happy to do one. I'm going to show you a couple of the tables I've got going right now, and maybe some of the stuff I finished in the past. So let's get started. Thanks so much again. So this building is about 1,000 square feet if you are new here, and I divided it in half essentially. I have the sliding wooden doors to kind of help block some of the dust out, which it doesn't really work that well. But again, over on this side is where mostly I park the 911, and when I'm doing a lot of sanding and stuff, I actually throw a car cover over the Porsche. Not much else has really changed. I did build this little hanging bike rack fairly recently to throw the two bikes on. And then I've got this, my messy shelves over here. I was fortunate enough to get these from a store that was closing in town. These are super heavy duty and pretty cool. While we're over here out front, you can see I've got, my son is actually doing some working with the tree cutting place right now until he figures out what he's going to do with his life. But he got me these cedar logs, so I'm going to have those milled here soon. So in 6-8 months I'll be able to work with those. And then I've also got a bunch of mesquite over here that I want to get milled up. Alrighty, so moving this way, speaking of mesquite, a good friend from work he had a tree cut down a number of years ago, and it's been drying in his garage. He's moving, and he basically gave this stuff to me. I did pay for it, but it was a steal, and I'm so thankful for that. And the two projects I'm going to show you today are coming from that wood already. So this one here, I actually just poured this epoxy this morning. And it's black with a white pearl in it, and it's going to be a lot more interesting once I start mixing it up. But you got to wait till it gets close to being setting up before you can really get it to stay. So at this point it's just kind of boring, but this is cool. I got this one going, and that's actually going to be a gun rack for one of our chiefs that's retiring. He's a hunter. So as far as the wood shop goes, I think you guys have probably seen all the tools that I have in here. I don't know that I've added anything super new since the last video. Maybe the sander back here is new since the last video I did. I can't remember. But I absolutely love that thing. It's probably one of my favorite tools that I have in here. I think I built this little table for the drill press since I did a video. And maybe the router table is new as well. But for the most part, everything else in here is pretty well what you've seen in the past. Maybe the rack? I can't remember. It's been such a long time. This table here is just a small little sofa type table for my sister. And it was kind of cool. It's a really pretty, really pretty piece of mesquite. It did have some kind of bad wood on it, so I had to chip that all out, and I did a separate pour here. And just to kind of give you an idea of the color, it's going to be real pretty. This copper is my sister's favorite, but this has a lot of character, and it's going to be a real pretty piece once it's finished. And it's sanded to, I think I sanded it to about 120 so far. and I'll finish that up here in the next few days. And then the other piece I'm working on for her is going to be a larger table that's going to go in her entryway. And this is going to be a finished length of about 62 inches, give or take, and about 14 and a half, 15 inches wide. We haven't figured it out for sure yet, but and again, it's going to be copper in the middle on this one. And this big guy over here, this is a 2-inch slab, 2.5, can't remember. But I'm going to make a sofa table for inside the house, and maybe I'll show that project when I do it. But that's a kind of a cool piece. So that's all the stuff that's going on out here at this point. I do still have plans to put a lift in the garage side. That's probably not going to happen for a while still. I was hoping to do that a year ago, but it just hasn't worked out, and it's been fine. I'll get it figured out at some point. As far as in the shop itself, really the only tool at this point that I want to add is a compressor, just for convenience, and then that'll help when I work on the vehicles as well down the road. And I finally got internet out here, so I am going to hang a TV just to keep up on stuff while I'm out here. It'll be a lot nicer too when I'm watching videos to help me along in the wood shop, to be able to have a TV in here and play stuff and be able to figure out what I'm trying to figure out. So that'll be nice as well. I guess I can take you in the house and just show you a couple other things, and then we'll end the video there. But if you guys have questions, let me know. Happy to help if I can. And I hope you guys are doing great, and we will talk to you soon. This is one of the big projects I finished a while ago, just these cabinets and the little countertop. Just simple, straightforward cabinets, nothing exciting there. And then this dining room table, this was a fun one. The first table we made, my buddy and I made probably 10 years ago, and it just warped and went to hell. So learned a lot making that table, so this one was fun. It's nice and straight, and it's gonna stay there. And this is just alder that's been stained. So real fun. The fun thing about this table is it's actually a big pedestal, so you have lots of room underneath. And that was kind of a fun design. So looks like a big mushroom with no chairs around it. But I really enjoyed doing this one. And then the last thing, this one was one of the first epoxy tables I did, and it was a lot of fun to do. And you can't really tell because of the lighting in here, but it's kind of a purplish black. So that was a lot of fun. And this is a pretty thick one. And then the legs, I wish I knew how to weld, but the legs are actually purchased, so. But I'm thinking hopefully maybe when I retire here in 6 months or so that I can do some of this stuff and maybe have a small business doing it, or just having some fun with it. But there's Chloe. She's having a rough day. She's just taking a nap, huh, girl? We actually have a hummingbird that comes back here every year, and there's this little nest, and there is still a baby in there. I don't know if you can see it, but he or she is getting ready to learn how to fly here soon. And it's been pretty cool. Mom's been coming and feeding it. Mom is usually gone during the night, and then we'll usually show up around 10 or 11 in the morning and then hang out for a few hours. So it's been pretty cool. So that's about it. Just wanted to share some of the projects and share the building. People have asked about some of that stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and we will talk to you soon.